I definitely do. And yeah, of course, kids could lie, about their age. They've been doing that for years. But at least at that point, it's almost like VR chat is trying to at least care about that these kids shouldn't be on this platform, you know, as opposed to just allowing all ages to come. Or maybe even something to where like your profile has to be registered with like your age or some shit. I don't know. Something. It's terrible. Yeah, age verification. If you want to be in a meta world, you got to be at least in this type of place, you got to be of age.
I do. There's plenty of games in, the Oculus store that, preteens and, younger teens, they can go play that with their friends, like Rec Room and Gorilla Tag and Among Us VR. Like, those games you can play, they're multiplayer and, they're more suited to their age group. I would probably say 16 and up for VR chat. Just because there's a lot of, adults on here. There's avatars with nudity, things like that. And this app is just tailored for an older age group. It's not really tailored for younger children.
I think it could be closer to an 18 plus environment because like VR chat, a lot of it is very sexual. Like it's just a fact. Like you see a lot of ERP, you see a lot of like fucking avatars that have like fucking 13-inch cocks. Like yeah, there could be a little bit more like parental guidelines or whatever, like because like it's not sunshine and rainbows with VR chat. Not always. There's a lot of shit.
Yeah, I think it should be, but it's not like it's going to stop them. I've ran into 9-year-olds multiple times, so it really doesn't make a difference. But yeah, it should be up to 18. I think there should be 2 categories, like 18 and up in one world, and then 17 and below in another. But even then, you'd have to have subcategories because you don't want a 17-year-old hanging out with a 10-year-old. That's weird. So, yeah, there's a lot of complications to that.
I think that VR chat should be 18 and older because it's like a lot of more adult stuff content on VR chat, like the worlds to the avatars to the people. And then there's the kids. There's the kids that should maybe even be playing Rec Room. Like, that's a whole separate, like, VR chat, but, appropriate. But, like, there's no stopping kids going on VR chat. So that's why I feel like that's why that happens. But I think they should just raise it to 16.
Yes, it should. It should be higher. Parents should monitor their kids more. Like, they can get away with more shit, because, like, they're wearing the headset and the parent can't see what they're doing. So, like, it's pretty dangerous.
Yes, definitely. I think there should be, like, a more strict way of, like, figuring out who your players are. And, because, like, on the internet, right, if you ever have, like very young people, that can be pretty dangerous to them. Because they're exposed to like anonymous people who might not be responsible, and so I feel like it's not very safe all the time. So I definitely feel like there should be like a more strict age restriction type thing.
Definitely. I've made very good points during this entire conversation of pedophiles and a lot. This is a social game. I get that. But I feel like the age restriction should be higher, at least up to around 17 to 16. Or somewhere where the person is mature enough, which in default is 18 or plus. But I feel like this game is also good for creativity. Everything in VRChat was made by person, someone's creative mind. And I feel like the age restriction should get lowered down for that, but it should also be kept at a certain age where they're mature enough but also learn. So I think it should be a bit higher, but I only bring it down a little bit because I want creativity. I don't want people to be like in a transit fucking state and just sit there, be bland. I want people to actually, who have never like done this, have a creative mindset and just do a shit ton of stuff people haven't done before. Because a lot of people have so many like good ideas, and it's really cool. And sometimes people are really young that do those crazy and creative ideas, which I find cool. But the whole age thing should just be a bit higher. I agree, that should be a bit higher.
Yeah, absolutely. There's definitely there's freaking babies running around in VR chat. Like, you'll hear them. You're like, what the? Like, okay, you have to understand. What I do is, for most of my videos, is I'm in public worlds. I just go to public worlds all the time, and I meet new people every day. Every time I get in VR chat, I'm meeting new people. So I'm in these public worlds a lot, and yet there's a freaking little. Like, you hear them talk, they'll say something, you're like, what the, how did you even put that on your head? Like, it fits? Like, this is crazy. Of course, I'm not talking to them, but I'm just, like, wondering to myself, like, how is that even possible? That's a small child. I think VR chat has a responsibility to definitely at least create a way for the adults to sequester themselves into, worlds where they can have their own, their own social gatherings and stuff like that. And I think the easiest solution to all of this, dude, seriously, because it's going to be hard with kids just having access to the Quest to keep them out of VR chat. And you could put in your age and then verify. Kids figure out that stuff. They'll just make something up and stick something in. The best way to handle this situation to me would allow the adults to take the initiative to actually do something, and that would be to allow VR chat to create. If VR chat created something sort of like 18 plus verification, and all it would be like an extra little download within Steam on the VR chat page. Say it costs $1 just for the verification. All you do is buy it, and the verification is verification that you have access to a credit card. Now, most people under 18 are not going to have access to a credit card, and so that's going to cut out the majority of the little children you see running around. That way, once you have this verification, you could open up a world and say, oh, verification only allowed in this world. Suddenly, you have a public map that you can hang out in, but, it's only going to allow people with the adult verification to come in. And, it's not financially burdensome to anyone that wants to participate in this. It's $1, so all that's really doing is kind of cutting out the children. They wouldn't be able to access that. And maybe some will steal a credit card from their parents and do it. I don't know, but you can't really plan for people who are gonna do it. Yeah, it will cut out like 90% of the ability, or of the kids that show up. I think it would work.